Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be starting a new series that I actually did last year, but I only did for a few episodes because I really started it too late in the year when I kind of stopped playing competitively. But the series I'm starting up today is Comp Diaries. We're bringing it back. I'm going to try to upload it more consistently and more often and just do it throughout the whole year. I'm not promising an upload of this series every single week or anything like that, but you may get 2 uploads in a week of this series if I play a couple of really good games. Basically, anytime I play a really good game against a competitive player or a game where I feel like there is some sort of learning principle that I can talk about, I'm going to be uploading those videos to my YouTube just to teach y'all basically the mindset of a comp player, the things you can do, the mistakes that you make that will help you improve, and all these different ways that you can basically improve your gameplay and become the best MyTeam player that you possibly can for those of y'all who are interested in becoming a competitive level MyTeam player. So if y'all are looking forward to the series, make sure you drop a like on the video, and if you do not yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 2,500 subscriber mark on the channel, and let's hop into it. Let's take a look at this video. So this video is basically, I'm going to be showing y'all, well, first, I just want to point out the team that I am using versus the team that the guy I'm playing is using. I want to make it very clear. The point of this video is basically that you can compete with a budget squad. Now, looking at my squad, I have a very good team. Fred VanVleet, Mitch Richmond, Kawhi, Glenn Robinson, Tjayerrday. There's no shame in my team. I got a super solid squad, but I have 3 reward cards and 2 budget amethysts. Kawhi is a little more expensive, but I have 2 budget-ish amethysts, and I have 3 reward cards in Mitch Richmond, Glenn Robinson, and Tjayerrday, guys who everybody can get just by playing the game. So, and then if you look at our benches, you're going to see exactly the same thing. Look at his bench and look at my bench in this game. I just want to point this out because the point of this video is really the fact that you can compete against the best possible team, basically, with a budget squad. Look at his bench. He's running Sleepy Floyd, who is an exchange point guard, very hard to get. He's already got Wilt Chamberlain from Unlimited. He's got Shaq. He's got Gus Gerard. He's got the promo Andrew Wiggins. He's got Serge Ibaka, who's my starting center as his 4th big man. I mean, if you look at his team, he basically has the perfect squad. He has basically every single card that's the best card at every single position on his team. And I have a good squad. I have Kyrie off the bench, Cliff Hagan, TJ Warren, Draymond, Chris Boucher, but it's nothing compared to the Shaq, the Wilt, all these guys who he has who are the best cards in the game. And y'all will see how I'm able to compete basically in this video despite that being the case. So I'm going to skip ahead just a little bit so that I can get to the start of the game. But yeah, skip all the title. Oh, by the way, yeah, if y'all didn't see his team name is No Wilt for You. This guy turned out to be very toxic, but that's beside the point. We don't really need to talk about that. Anyways, hopping into this game, I do my settings. I will do a video on my settings very, very soon, probably this week, but I'm not going to talk about those right now. So yeah, let's hop into the game and see how this one goes. So as y'all can see, I put Kawhi Leonard on Derrick Rose. I think switching your matchups to put your best on-ball defender on ball is smart. And this guy wasn't a bad player. I wouldn't say he was a great player either. That's not a great shot there, but I see what he saw there in terms of my player dropping off the corner and thinking he had a better look than he did. Immediately, I get up and try to get into my freelance, hit my big man, dribble handoff back to a ball handler because you don't really want to be handling the ball with your big at this point in the game. Get it back to my big man, and again, another dribble handoff. Try to get it to a ball handler, and look how good Kawhi's defense is. This guy's whole defense, the entire game, you will see. And this, not an incredible shot, but I did know I had a chance at a free rebound, so I did take the shot anyway because I had a good shot at a rebound with Glenn Robinson late in the shot clock, and I hit my roll, wide open layup, easy bucket. But y'all will see this whole game, this guy's entire defense, and unfortunately, this is really the best way to play defense right now, is to off-ball on the center. He barely ever switched on to on-ball, recovered anything like that. He just tried to off-ball in the center the whole game. And then, I mean, that would have been a drop-step layup for Mutombo. Y'all will see how dominant this Mutombo card is. Serge Ibaka just struggles against a guy as big and strong as Mutombo, but we do manage to get a stop there, and we're up 2-0. I hit Mitch Richmond, another ball handler. He may be a secondary ball handler, but he's still a ball handler. Try to hit the pop with Serge. He gets a little bit of a baseline angle and unfortunately gets blocked by Mutombo. And then I go up with a bad shot. I really should not have taken that shot up. That's a mistake. I bailed him out of a possession there. I could have passed it back out and tried to find a better shot. And that's really my fault that I didn't. Great defense there by Serge. I mean, I didn't get the steal, but I was in that lane. I got hoed out of a steal there, which is a little bit unfortunate. But again, good defense, just staying in position. As y'all can see, Mutombo is just simply too big. This guy is going to paint mash. He's going to do everything, and he's extending pressure, off-balling on Kawhi. The best defender in the game, taking advantage of how juiced the defensive AI is that his Kawhi is just going to clamp up my Fred VanVleet without him having to make any effort. He literally never switches off the center. This guy was not a very good player, and I will say that right now, but Easy layup there. I get inside position, go up. That's a smart take. Just because of the way the game is right now, that's always a smart take. Unfortunately, the game just kind of rewards this type of stuff. And I mean, hopefully that will change throughout the year. But I see the play coming. He passes it early and misses the mid-range, which is lucky. I saw that play coming. He runs that play several more times this year, or this game. Plays are harder to recognize, I feel like, early in the game. Or harder to defend, I should say, early in the game, because players don't have pick dodge and are slower and stuff like that. So running plays is a little bit more effective than it has been in past 2Ks. I meant to hit the roll there to Glenn Robinson. I didn't icon pass it, and unfortunately, it didn't hit Glenn Robinson, because I would have had a wide open dunk there. But it accidentally threw it to the corner, which is not what I wanted to do. I should have icon passed there, which is my fault. He goes right back to trying to set up this play. I do a decent job of covering it. He doesn't have the open shot. Could have done a better job of covering this play throughout the game. It wound up hurting me more than it should have, which is really my fault. And he goes right back to posting up with Mutombo, which, I mean, there's really not much I can do about that. This kind of... sometimes it's kind of spam X and pray that I get a ball stripper animation or something like that, but I wasn't even on balling there. So it's just like, there's really nothing I can do about that. His player is bigger, stronger, and faster than me. And I get a good look, and it's an 8%, and that's a greenable shot. And I wind up not greening it. That's a good look. I got a decent look at the basket. His Kawhi gets a contest that honestly I don't think his Kawhi should have been able to get, but he does anyway. And here I'm spamming X trying to get a ball stripper animation, and I do get lucky and get a ball stripper animation there and get the turnover there. So that's good defense by me. Just basically trying to time the X press to potentially get a strip animation on that. Go around him, have an easy lane to the basket, take our dunk, and we're up 2 points. All right, so I decided to skip ahead just a little bit into the second quarter. Don't want this video to be too long. It's already going to be a long video. So right now I'm up 8-7. I made a layup. He made a white. So right now that's where we are in this game. I get a little bit of a good angle at the basket there with Ibaka, and I go up and take my easy 2. When you get an animation like that close to the basket, you really do want to go up with the way the game is right now, just because if you get inside positioning with a big, they're more than likely going to not be stopped, even by a guy like Mutombo. That easily could have been a bump there with Glenn Robinson. That's good defense. This is a good defensive possession. I'm playing really smartly. And unfortunately, he was about to throw it to Granger. I get the ball there, which is a little bit lucky, but because the ball does wind up going off of Kawhi, which I will take, but he was about to throw that to Granger, and I was sitting there with Glenn Robinson. That would have been a steal either way, so I deserve that turnover for sure. And look at him, just off-balling on the big. Now it's Granger. He's off-balling on the screen, but he's always off-balling. And I get a nice animation there. That's a little bit of a lucky animation. I'm not going to complain. I get a good animation, shove his body out of the way. Glenn Robinson is stronger than Danny Granger, gets a strong animation there and gets a contact layup, and we're up by 5 points. He does momentum spam, 2 momentums. That's a good move. Doesn't take a great shot, though. He gets a little bit of contested on it. And unfortunately, Mutombo is just so big. This Mutombo card is a dominant. I mean, it's very, very hard to stop him because he's just way bigger than Serge. It's very, very hard to stop the dominant centers in the game when you're running guys like Serge Ibaka and Chris Boucher, which I love Serge, but especially Chris Boucher struggles as well. Get a wide open mid-range. Got to take the easy bucket. In this game, I take more mid-ranges in 2K22 than I've really ever taken in any other 2K, because you have to take your open shots because of how OP the CPU defense really is. If you get an open shot, you have to take advantage of it. Great defense there by me with Kawhi. Get the steal. I perfectly X-switched that. Throw it ahead to Serge, and I get the dunk. I thought I got blocked there. So I'm up by 7 points, playing really well so far, but I'm not gonna, this game does not get away. Let's just put it that way. It's a close game. His team is significantly better than mine, and it definitely helps him out here. Gets to the rim. He should have taken his dunk there. That's his mistake that he didn't take the dunk there, but he winds up going up again. I don't get a strip animation, and he gets an easy layup with Mutombo, which is borderline unstoppable. Mutombo already has 8 and 4, all on drop steps and a bunch of offensive rebounds, which is annoying, but it is what it is. Again, as y'all see, air possession, off-balling on the center. Not a lot of skill to his defense. Unfortunately, that's really the way the game is right now until we get better shooting bigs and more, I guess, athletic point guards. Like if I had for example, a speedy point guard like Derrick Rose, it'd be harder for him to off-ball like that, but right now he can't easily. He gets a block animation behind. Those happen all the time in this game, and he gets the turnover there. Wide open look, and he shoots a late. And I'm annoyed here. I pause because he shoots a late. Wide open late and makes it, which that's just a bad shot in my personal opinion, and y'all might disagree, but in my personal opinion, I don't think late should go in. If you shoot a terrible release on a wide open shot, it shouldn't go in. Plain and simple. People airball shots in real life, even our wide open ones, and then I get an illegal screen, and dude pauses me. Dude, this guy was I'm not going to go into it. But anyways, this guy was just kind of annoying. I get an illegal screen, so a couple of plays in a row there, I just get really hoed. Kill my offensive possession. He gets absolutely bailed out three-pointer. And you'll see a couple more plays like that this game that are just not very good. Unfortunately, I'm forced to sub my bench here. And as you can see, I'm running Draymond Green and Chris Boucher. That's just not going to work against the Dikembe Mutombo, Shaq, and Wilt. It's very, very hard to get stops, but I'm doing a good job playing defense there. I get a great contest, bait that shot very, very well, and wind up getting the board with Boucher, throw it ahead to Draymond, go up for the dunk, and I managed to not get blocked, which is nice, and it's still a 4-point game, so playing very, very well. Honestly, I think I should be up more if he had missed that three and I didn't get the illegal screen, but still up by 4 points, not playing badly at all. All right, so cutting into a minute into the second half, it's 22-21. He has Shaq in. I have Chris Boucher at center. This guy's offense is basically throw it into Shaq and use his dominant big, which is very, very hard to stop when you have a guy like Chris Boucher on the court. But it's a 1-point game. I could be playing better. I've missed a couple of open shots as well that I really shouldn't have missed, and that's a great move right there by Kyrie. Get an open shot, knock it down. I would have liked to green that shot, but White's go in a lot in this game, so that's a quality shot by me, and we're still up by 4 points. Playing pretty good. Kyrie is not the best defender. He gets caught into that screen very easily, but my opponent just is not a very smart shot taker, and yet it doesn't matter because he just throws it into Shaq, goes up, and really gets, I don't want to say he's getting lucky because the way the game is, that's not really lucky because the game rewards those types of shots, but I don't think that should be considered a quality shot, and for whatever reason, it is right now. I go up with a wide open layup, good move around the screen, get to the rim with Kyrie, and it's very tough, as y'all can see, when you're running a guy like Chris Boucher against a center with 98 strength and Shaq to get a stop. That's a good play here. I did not recognize that play at all. That's the, I think it's called like punch 21 rip or something like that. That might not be what it's called, but whatever that play is, I didn't recognize it. He runs it well, times it very, very well. I didn't recognize it, gets an open shot. So credit to him for running a play that I didn't recognize and getting an open shot there. That's really my fault. But overall, it's just very hard for me to, he misplays with that with Shaq a little bit, but it's very hard for me to get stops inside on Shaq because of how dominant of a big Shaq is. He's just so much stronger and so much bigger than Chris Boucher that it's very, very hard for me to stop. He tries to go to the same play there, but I'm basically guarding it very well with Draymond. I try to recover back with Draymond to Gus Gerard. For whatever reason, he gets a blow-by animation. Draymond doesn't make any sort of contact with the side of his body, which is kind of odd because typically you would make contact there, but for whatever reason, I didn't, and that's okay. It's kind of is what it is. You're not going to get the right animation, the animation that you want every single time. I get an open mid-range, knock it down. I would have liked to stop that for three. I probably could have popped that for three looking back, but instead I stopped for the mid-range, green the shot. It's a good shot. Could have really done the same thing from the three-point line, and there, that's a little bit of a mistake. Not a huge mistake because I do still wind up scoring, but, and then look, he goes right back to Shaq. Post up, use your way bigger player, and he goes up with a bad shot. He forces from too far outside. I get a contest for once, which is actually really, really nice. And then we're back on it and trying to get some offense going. Up by 3 points. We have the ball offensively. See if we can make a play here. I don't even remember what happens here, but we got a pick and roll with Boucher and Cliff Hagan. I could have potentially stopped at the three-point line and peeked that with Cliff Hagan, but I didn't, which was potentially a mistake. Again, trying to get the pick and roll going. TJ Warren gets to the rim. In the past, that would have been a wide open shot. That layup animation this year, that layup animation is almost always heavy, which is what it is. I get a good look with Kyrie. Decide to pass it up. I could have potentially taken that with Kyrie. It probably would have been a little bit contested, but I think I may have been able to green it. And unfortunately, I force a bad shot there with Chris Boucher, and he gets a contact dunk on the other end with Andrew Wiggins. And the way contact dunks are this year, which means they're very uncommon, contacts don't happen much, I'm annoyed that he gets a contact dunk. This guy has had several animations this game that have just been significant bailouts, and it's frustrating. As y'all can see, better cards quite simply make plays that worse cards won't make sometimes, and it's very, very annoying, but you have to fight through it and do the best you can to give yourself the best chance to win in this situation. And then in this game, I think for the large majority of the time, I did that. I'm annoyed there. I mean, that's why I'm pausing, is because I'm annoyed, because that, in my opinion, is not a animation that he should be getting. And look, again, his defense. It's always just, it's sit on the center the whole game. Don't do anything else, really. Just sit on the center, because the on-ball defense of everybody else is so good on the CPU. And I'm boxed, honestly. This possession, I'm pretty boxed. I struggle to get a good look, but luckily, he hits the screen. I get to the rim with TJ Warren and get a good dunk. So, that luckily, the jam on screen there worked pretty well, and we do manage to get a good dunk. And right now, I am up 3 points, 33-30. All right, so I decided to skip to the beginning of the fourth quarter. He hits a three-pointer with somebody, gets fouled, makes one free throw, and he gets a contact dunk with Kawhi, and that's the only scoring he does. I hit 1-3, and besides that, that's all the scoring for in the next couple minutes. So in the fourth quarter, we're tied 36-36. He's now gotten 2 contact dunks. I didn't show the one with Kawhi, but the contact dunks are definitely annoying me. I'm annoyed at this game at this point because I just have not had the algorithm on my side, which definitely is annoying. And this guy puts in Wilt. Wilt is an absolute cheeseball. He's just going to go up and dunk over me. He's just too big. It's really quite simple. This guy has the cheese cards, the best cards in the game. It's very, very hard to get stops, plain and simple. I mean, I think to some of y'all that might sound like a little bit of excuses, but it is very, very challenging to get stops against these cards because they really are able to just play better. I almost turned the ball over there on a pass that should have been a safe pass, but I don't, thankfully. Get it in to Surge. Wait for him to pump fake. It's a smart shot. Wait for him to jump so on the pump fake, and then I go up. Honestly, I think that should have been an and one. I'm surprised that he got a red contest from behind there, but I do manage to go up and get the foul, and it's free 2 points. I don't green the second free throw, but it does manage to go in, which is nice. And it's a tie game with 4 minutes left in the game. I do have my starters in, as y'all can see, and I do wind up fouling there. I fouled several times in this fourth quarter with Fred VanVleet. I'm just trying to get one of those lucky pluck steals where you press X and you get the steal. You get more of those this year, and I'm kind of trying to get lucky there. I send the double team, not a very smart double team. That's a great shot by my opponent. He greens a 22%. That's a very tough shot. I cannot take anything away from him at all. That's a great shot. He takes a tough shot and greens it. As I'm saying, this guy was not a bad player. Was he a great player? Heck no, but he was not a bad player. We get a pick and fade coming here with Ibaka. Get off the screen. I get a wide open look and green it with Glenn Robinson. Really smart shot by me, getting the guy into the screen and taking the peekaboo 3. It's a quality shot, and I green it right back, and we're back to a tie game. Not honestly entirely sure here. Oh yeah, he goes for his 3-point play. I try to play it with Mitch Richmond, and luckily I bait him into throwing the pass to the corner. Or I'm sorry, that's Glenn Robinson, not Mitch Richmond. And I get a defensive 3 with Kawhi, which is just like the CPU help defense puts him in the paint. I tried to click on and move him out of the paint, and I didn't move him far enough apparently, and so it kept him in the paint for whatever reason, kept counting it. So he gets a free point off of that, which is really, really annoying because I don't think that should happen. The CPU help defense is so far down in the paint that I wind up getting a 3-second out of it. He goes right back to Wilt here, and for whatever reason, they switch, and I get a ball stripper animation. They're spamming X, get lucky. It's not even really that lucky. I time the X press properly, get the ball stripper animation, and it is my ball on that switch, which is definitely a smart, quality defensive play by me because he definitely had a huge mismatch there with Wilt on Fred VanVleet. That really shouldn't have been a mismatch in the first place, but it is what it is. I had a wide open look with Fred VanVleet, and I missed the white, which is just, oh, that's so frustrating because this guy's made a lot of whites this game, and all right, he's made a few whites this game, and that definitely frustrates me. I see the play coming here, and I foul with Fred VanVleet because he has a mismatch with Wilt. So that's honestly a smart foul there. I could have potentially gotten a steal, but I also prevent the 3-point play from being able to be enacted. And he just throws it into Mutombo, goes right back to his drop step, and then goes up, and I get another ball stripper animation. Press an X, trying to play quality defense. I do a good job of playing quality defense and getting a stop on Mutombo there. You won't get that animation every time, but sometimes you will, and definitely it's better than giving up a wide open easy drop step dunk or layup because Mutombo is just bigger and stronger than Serge Ibaka, and that's going to be tough for me to get a stop on if I don't. So I go right here, get the ball to Mitch Richmond, come off the screen. Unfortunately, he doesn't hit the screen at all, but we're going to reset, trying to get the same screen, try to get him to actually run into the screen, and Mitch Richmond is just playing incredible defense, playing perfect on-ball defense. I get through here, don't have a good look, so I just decide to go into the mid-range, throw up a flick up. Smart play there. That honestly doesn't probably look like a great play to a lot of y'all. And honestly, it's a little bit of a bailout, maybe a little bit, but I make a smart decision here to not shoot this off the peak because this is going to be a heavily contested shot. It's not going to go in. I maybe have a chance with the roll of a free rebound here, but I decide instead, knowing that it's late in the shot clock and he's probably going to try to click on, as he does there, and come up and contest to try to get an ankle breaker potentially. I don't get the ankle breaker there, but get to the mid-range where I can potentially hit a flick up because flick ups are much more likely to go in than from the mid-range than they are from the 3-point line, which is exactly what I do. I get it to the mid-range, shoot the flick up, and it goes in, which maybe that's a little bit lucky that I hit the flick ups, but flick ups from mid-range go in a lot, especially wide open, and I think that's a smarter shot that I took there than taking a heavily contested 3 with a guy being guarded by Kawhi Leonard, because that's just not likely to go in. Pretty decent defense on the other end of the court. His Derrick Rose has Hall of Fame quick first step, gets a little bit of a blow by on Kawhi, but he doesn't have much going this possession until my defense switches for no reason. Again, very, very frustrating. Shoots another late. Thankfully, he misses, and he gets the offensive rebound, so it doesn't really matter. Now my players are way out of position because the offensive rebound, he makes a 13% layup. Whatever. It's just annoying. The The offensive rebounds have been frustrating this game. The defense switching for no reason there throws that whole play out of whack, which is, again, pretty annoying. I get a decent look with Surge, not a great shot, 11%. I probably could have been more patient on that possession and taken a smarter shot, because it would have, I definitely could have been more patient there, because that was like 20 seconds left in the shot clock. Maybe not that many, but 17 seconds maybe. Again, I foul with Fred VanVleet. I'm trying to get a steal animation. I don't get the steal animation, which is okay. But definitely a tough play there, because I had a chance at taking the lead there, and I make the mistake of fouling, which is unfortunate. Glenn Robinson, I tried to click on and get to the steal. I wasn't in position quite well enough, and this is a pretty good defensive possession. He may have had an opportunity with Kawhi there on that back cut, but besides that, he didn't really have much on this possession. And I get a stop and get the ball to Glenn Robinson, and again, going right back to my pick and roll, pick and fade, trying to take smart shots, get to the rim. Glenn Robinson throws it down. 90 driving dunk. He's not going to get blocked nearly as much as a lot of other cards in this game do get blocked, and Glenn does a really good job of putting it down there and making the play. Man, I don't remember what happens exactly this possession. He throws it over to Kawhi. What happens this possession? Back cut to Danny Granger, and I get the block, but he gets the offensive rebound, which is just annoying. And then he's just gonna go right back up, easy layup. Dikembe Mutombo is such a interior beast. Obviously, he can shoot the ball a little bit as well, but his size and his rebounding and his defense and all that is just so OP against a guy like Serge Ibaka, which is, it's tough to guard against, to be completely honest. I take a wide open shot, smart shot, big green, great shot by Serge Ibaka there. He way overhelped into the paint with Mutombo, and I take a super smart shot to take a 2-point lead. But he comes right back down, and I got to give my opponent credit here. He runs his 3-point play. I do a poor job of defending it. I didn't, for whatever reason, recognize it perfectly, although I did get a contest with Fred VanVleet, and he greens at 19%. That Mitch Richmond card greens tough shots. He does. He's got a great release, and it happens. So he gets a quality shot there and greens it. I'll give him credit. It wasn't an easy shot either. I come right back down the other end. He gets hit into the screen. I get an open shot and green it right back with my Mitch Richmond. So we're going back and forth right here. Bomb and threes. And I think on this possession, he runs around me with Derrick Rose. No, this is a possession I foul. It was a stupid foul. I shouldn't have pressed X. Totally my fault, honestly, because I give him a free 2 points at the free throw line. Derrick Rose has a 90+ free throw rating and knocks both of them down, which is a little bit unfortunate, because I really was in position to have a chance to get a stop and win the game there. But unfortunately, the game, not even the game, I made the mistake of pressing X there. I did make mistakes this game. That is one thing I do want to note. I did not play perfectly. That was a good example right there. I come over here, dribble handoff to my guard, run a pick and fade, get a wide open look. Wide open look. Beautifully played. His Kawhi hit the screen. I get to the rim. He's forced to switch. Ibaka is wide open. And I shoot a full bar. Slightly early, wide open. He follows through like it's a green release. I shoot a full bar for the game. If y'all don't know what a full bar is when you hit the green window and the game does not let you green. It's been in the game since 2K20. It may have even been in the game before that, but I'm not entirely sure. But it's a very frustrating, in my opinion, feature that 2K has in their game that I'm not a huge fan of. So really, I for lack of a better term, I got hoed. Plain and simple, I get hoed in this situation. Should have been an easy bucket. Wide open three. I shoot the right shot. I green it. And 2K doesn't register it as a green, which is really unfortunate. So he gets the offensive rebound, calls a timeout with 5 seconds left. He's got a chance to win the game. I'm pissed. I'm pausing because I know I shot a full bar. I recognized it, and I'm annoyed. I have gotten hoed this game. It is very, very frustrating that this is the way the game goes, but it is what it is. So we have to get a stop here to force it into overtime, and he throws it into his center. I knew he was going to throw it into his center. Watch how I play the inbound. Look where I take my Mitch Richmond. He throws it into the center, and I'm already, before he even throws it in, I'm coming over with Mitch Richmond a double, switching on to Fred VanVleet to cover the three. If he shoots that, it's not going to be open. And at that point, I've played a great defensive possession. He's forced to take a bad shot, and it's going to overtime. I did a really smart shot of recognizing that he's probably going to try to go to his paint beast, doubling that, and then recovering out to the three so that he doesn't have an open look. Really nice defensive possession there. This game should already be over. He's already made a couple of a defensive 3 seconds that shouldn't have been defensive 3 seconds. He's made a late. I've had a couple of illegal screens, contact dunks. A lot of things haven't gone my way this game, but this game should be already over, and it's not, unfortunately. And that's really not good luck. Not a good shot there. That's my fault. Way too early in the clock. It's not all excuses in me getting held. Let's just put it that way. I make mistakes. This is a mistake right here. You got 20, 19, 18, 17 seconds left in the shot clock when I shoot this shot. This is not a good shot. Kawhi's going to get a contest. He's 6'8" with Intimidator. He's going to get a contest, especially with the way the recovery speed in this game is. That's a bad shot. I take a bad shot there, and it costs me. It's a mistake that I really should not have made. But I think, is this possession where he goes and gets a contact with Derrick Rose? I know he gets a contact with Derrick Rose at some point. No, he throws it out to Danny Granger. guy got a contest. He shoots an early. It's badly timed by him, honestly. He throws it back out to D Rose, runs around me, goes up, gets blocked. Very nice defense by Serge Ibaka there. We played a quality defensive possession there, and I turned the ball over. Great defense by him. That's another mistake. Too many mistakes this game by me, in all honesty. Even with me getting hoed on certain animations, this game should be over already. I made another mistake there, and it cost me. It's my fault. Back cut to Kawhi. He goes up. Great defense there by me. I click onto my Kawhi. Yo, this is another thing that I'm going to recommend that y'all do on defense. Look how when he back cuts with Kawhi on this possession, he throws to the corner. I recover. He throws it to Dikembe. My mid-Richmond gets stuck on his Kawhi. Look how I switch on to my Kawhi Leonard. I tapped onto X. Before he even threw the pass, I was already on X because I saw this wide open. I'm coming over to guard this because if I don't come over and guard this, it's going to be a wide open dunk. And I do a great job of coming over and guarding this and going up and getting in contest. He probably could have kicked it to the corner there and had a shot, but he sees the lane as wide open, and I'm not going to give him an easy bucket. I'm not going to give him a wide open shot, and I do a good job of playing quality defense there to make it as hard as possible on him, and he takes a bad shot. I get an open look with Fred VanVleet, and I don't green it, and I can't hit any whites. It's very annoying. I've shot a full, and I've shot 2 whites in the last couple of minutes, and none of them have gone in, which is definitely pretty frustrating. And then I foul again with Fred VanVleet. That's kind of a frustration foul there. I'm annoyed that I haven't been able to make any whites and haven't gotten any animations or anything. Send a double team there. He throws it over to Kawhi. That's a wide open shot. And he hits his white on the other end of the court. And I'm not going to lie, I am frustrated. At this point in the game, I'm frustrated. I've missed multiple whites, shot a full for game. All these things have not gone my way, but yet we keep fighting. We're going to keep fighting. Minute 40 left in the game. Mitch Richmond comes off the screen. Good look, and he jumps with Dikembe. Smart jump by him, honestly. That would have been an open or a very, very lightly contested shot if he doesn't jump. I do wind up getting the free rebound with Ibaka because he jumped with Mutombo, but it's only a 2 instead of an open 3, and so he does a good job of getting a stop there. And then he runs by me with Derrick Rose, gets a dunk. Unfortunately, because my Ibaka dunked the ball down here, when he gets out on the fast break, my Ibaka's not fast enough to recover on defense and get into the paint, and because of that, I'm not able to I'll pause real quick, but I'm not able to recover with Ibaka basically to prevent him from being able to rim run with D Rose, especially with D Rose having Hall of Fame quick first step. He's the fastest guard on the court. So I get a blow by on the other end of the court, just do a smart shot, take my open layup with Fred VanVleet. We're down 1 point right now. Got to play some defense. And I think this possession, he goes back to his 3-point play. He does. And I recognize it, but I recognize it late. As you can see with Fred VanVleet, I recognize it super late. And then I'm trying to fight through this screen. I probably would have been better off switching to Serge Ibaka here and trying to get a steal and trying to recover. But I'm trying to basically fight through 2 players with VanVleet. And you see I get caught on Serge Ibaka. So it really gives me no chance of getting back to it. He gets an open shot and greens it. He caught me out of position there. And honestly, I reacted late. And that's my fault. Now it's a 4-point game in a game that should, I think, be over already. But I mean, it's my mistake. I throw it out to Ibaka, kind of box this possession. Not really sure what I'm trying to do. Get the ball back to my point guard, though, which is smart. Get off the screen. Wide open look for Fred VanVleet. Quality shot. Easy greens. Knock down my greens. Unfortunately, couldn't knock down any of my whites, but we do knock down a green there. And it's a 1-point game again with 47 seconds left. I just have to get 1 stop. He goes right back to his 3-point play, runs to the rim, and gets a contact dunk on rim takeover. This game frustrated the crap out of me. And as y'all can see, basically, I mean, I'm going to go back and watch this again. Look, this is rim protector takeover. Contact dunks don't happen much in this game. I have rim protector takeover on Serge Ibaka. So this should be a block or not even a dunk animation. My Ibaka goes up and he gets a contact dunk on me with Derrick Rose, and I'm just annoyed. I think I messaged him bailed, but I'm going to skip that because, yeah, that's I probably shouldn't have. But at the heat of the moment, I messaged him something along the lines of how he was bailed because that was a very bailed animation there, and I shouldn't have done that. That's my fault in all honesty. But anyway, getting back to it, I get a pick and he blocks. Oh man, I forgot. Pick and roll. He blocks it from behind with Kawhi Leonard on a wide open layup. Oh man, this game was not very favorable to me in terms of animations. My player helps from the corner wide open. He pauses me and misses the shot. That's kind of embarrassing. But I have 1 more shot to potentially win the game here. He fouls me. Smart foul. 10 seconds left. I have to hit a 3 to tie the game. I try to run an inbound play, get his player a little bit stuck with Mitch Richmond, but it's not as open as I'd like. I try to pass it back to the inbounder. He's covering that as well. I get into the paint, or actually not even get into paint. I try to shoot a peak 3. I shoot it early, and I get a wide open shot off an offensive rebound, and Glenn Robinson stands on the line and shoots a 2. And I lost. There you go. Put simply, I lose. The game, that's that. I lose. I was frustrated. I lost by 1 point, and I was really, really frustrated because that guy I played, I did not think should have beaten me, but he does, and that's the way the game goes sometimes. But the thing that I want to point out is, despite the fact that I lost because I made too many mistakes. I misrecognized a couple of his plays, and because I misrecognized a couple of his plays, that gave him a couple open threes. I gave up a couple open shots that maybe he shot a late on, but they went in, and I shouldn't have given that up, the open shot. The illegal screen, nothing I can do about it. The full bar to win the game, nothing I can do about it. There are certain things you can't control, but when I make mistakes like that, I take shots early in the shot clock that aren't quality shots and am not patient with my offense. Mistakes like that cost me the game. But the thing that I want to go back and note at the beginning of this game is this guy's team. I mean, we played a great game against, this guy's not a bad player. He's not a great player, but he wasn't a bad player by any means. And we played a very, very close game against a guy with the best possible team. Like, this guy's team is legitimately the best team you could probably have. He has a lock-in card. Danny Granger's 300K. He's got the best point guard, the best center. I'm running Serge Ibaka and Chris Boucher as my centers, and Fred VanVleet and Kyrie as my point guards. He's running the two best point guards in the game, probably. Like, I did my best against this guy, and I think I played a pretty solid game. So the thing I want y'all to take away from this game is that you can compete against the best teams in the game with a budget squad. Is my team a super budget squad? No, but it's a budget squad with a lot of rewards cards and not a lot of expensive cards on my team. I think the most expensive auctionable card I have on my team is Kawhi Leonard. And I think I only have, what, 3 auctionable cards on my team? Yeah, it's Fred VanVleet, Fred VanVleet, Kawhi, and Cliff Hagan. I have like 50, 60K worth of players on my team. Everything else I've gotten is just from grinding the game. And you can play and win. I should have won. I didn't, but you can play and win against the best team in the game with every single top auctionable card with a team like that. And that's what I want y'all to take away from this video, despite the fact that I lost and everybody loses. I'm going to lose. I'm going to lose a lot more this year. It's going to happen. But this is a really quality game, and I hope y'all did enjoy the game and hope that it does teach y'all and show y'all that if you play a quality game, you can win against the best squads in the game and even against good players using the best squads in the game, despite the fact that your team is significantly inferior. So I lost. It is what it is. Next time, hopefully we'll get a dub. But if y'all did enjoy this first episode of Comp Diaries, I know I've kind of been rambling a little bit, but I apologize for that. If y'all did enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will be back with more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate you. Peace.